Hey, g'day guys, it's Adam from VideoShowMeHow, and in this video we're going to be getting those guys and put it on there. We're installing some new side steps, some sliders onto the dmax. The old TJM ones were a bit worse for wear, so we're replacing them with some new versions. This will be the full install guide, so without further ado, let's get started. So for long-term subscribers of the channel, you know that I have been running some side steps here for the last probably 2 years or so. They did a pretty good job. They survived kind of a big cape trip and they were starting to get a bit rough around the edges. We had bent brackets underneath, we had a bit of rust going on, the powder coat was failing, all sorts of stuff. So for those that have been watching the recent few videos and knowing that we've been fitting out the new Cane Toad canopy, while I was down there picking that up, in fact, I saw they had some sliders in, and that is these. So I'll link in the video description all the details of where you can get a set of these. They were pretty good value and they looked super beefy. So I thought now's the time, let's get them on there and replace the old ones that were on there. Keen to give them a run. The big problem I had with the old ones is they weren't very strong, and that's what really attracted me to these. They've been sort of sitting outside for a good month or two actually while I got the canopies done, but these have a full C channel ×2 running right down the guts. Big thick bit of steel all the way down the full length as well to act as a slider, and then the brackets themselves are super thick. They are Beefcake Deluxe, which I really love the look of. Great welding all the way down as well, and what looks to be a pretty high quality powder coat as well. So keen to get these guys on. Of course, you get everything that you need in the kit. There is 3 brackets either side, and then you have these plates that sit up and underneath. And the cool things about these, other than being a bit dirty from sitting outside for the last 2 months, is captive nuts on everything. Love the idea of the captive nuts. That's going to make life a whole lot easier when we put these on the side of the dmax. So I've just laid out on the passenger side of the dmax exactly where everything needs to go. This is reasonably straightforward. What you're looking for is 3 legs per side and progressively getting taller is the way I look at it. So you've got a shorter one, you've got a middle-sized one, and you've got a tall one, and then they have the corresponding base plate that sits on the other side of the chassis rail as well. That's the same length. So that's kind of what we're shooting for. The bracket will go on the outer side of the chassis rail in that orientation. So you want the sort of the slot facing down, and then this guy will sit in there just like that with the captive nut up the top. So it'll look a little bit like that, and then the bolt is going through into the captive nut on the top, and then just a regular nut and bolt on the bottom section. All of your hardware should be ready to rock and roll as far as double washers and lock washers ready to go. If we jump up underneath, you can see that on the face section of the chassis, I've given it a bit of a tidy up. It was looking a little filthy under here, so it's all nice and shiny and clean. The faceplate is pretty straightforward as far as where to line everything up. You want to line it up on the other side of this section here, so you can see the big square cutout that lives just here. That's what this guy is going to go through. So it should sit there just like that, and there'll be plenty of room underneath for our little bottom hole to go all the way through underneath. You can see the gap there. So that's that first one, and then these 2 here sit all the way up and over. So there's enough room top and bottom up underneath here for the top bolt to go all the way through. Same on our bottom one. And then on our rear section, this guy's a bit of a pain because the top section, it's going to go all the way up the top here. You kind of have this thing in the way, the fuel tank, and access up under here is an absolute pain. So put your really small hands on because you're going to need them. That's where the captive nut thing is definitely a great thing, because put the captive nut first up the top, so it'll sit up there just like that, and then up in there, you can't really see it from here, but you'll have to believe me, up in there, up in this section up here, there's a big enough gap that you can slot the bolt all the way through into your captive nut, so then you can get a right angle ratchet up the top there and tighten it all into place. When it comes to the driver's side, it's way easier, mainly because there's no fuel tank and you have tons of room all the way along. There's no stress at all. You'll find the driver's side goes on super easily. The only thing that you need to be mindful of is any cabling that you've got running along, or even the handbrake cable that lives just there. You want the inner bracket to go up and against the chassis rail, so obviously not pinching any existing cabling. And then the same on this side, you do have a whole bunch of brake lines and other bits of cabling and what have you, routing fuel lines back to the fuel tank itself. You will see there is a bit of a gap underneath there, so you want to slot that bracket up underneath that so that that is the bracket itself sitting flush against the chassis rail itself. It will make a whole lot more sense once I put these in and I'll show you. So I'm going to get cracking with that part right now, and I'll come back to you in 2 seconds and show you what it's like with the 3 brackets all installed. At this point, we just want to leave them just finger tight, don't go crazy on them just yet, so that once they're in a position, 1, 2, and 3, this guy can get sat on top and we can position it all out before we torque anything down. Right, so we've got our legs on, 1, 2, and 3. Now this is why you kind of want to leave them a little bit loose, because from here we want to put this guy up onto our little legs here, and that way we kind of line up where they need to be. You're probably going to have to raise this one up a bit because it's got a little bit more adjustment, and then you just got to decide where you kind of want the step to be when it lines up to your sills here on the side. So, and then also how far that way you want it versus how far that way you want it. Probably going to have it come further down the side here because I kind of want to give a bit of protection to our little corner plate there as well. So that's our next step. We want to pick this guy up and pop him on top of the legs, and you can see here we're pretty good. Looks like we may have to adjust our front leg down just a smidge, but overall that's not too bad. Just for me, I want to get a nice even gap all the way along, so just eyeball that, get that into the right position, and then from underneath, once you're happy with the positioning, you can just torque those extra bolts into place so that they're all nice and tight for the final time once you've confirmed the legs are in the right spot. And then from there we get our last couple of brackets here so we can lock the C channels onto the legs themselves. And then from underneath, once you've got it in position, you want to grab your little locking bracket. That will then, between this C channel and this C channel, this basically slots up amongst the gap there like that, so it forms a clamp. And then underneath here, if I can get your, there we go, there and there, we just want to line that into position so that the holes line up. Then grab your big bolts, these guys here, you want to torque those guys into place up underneath so it locks our step and our rail to the feet themselves. And there we go, all installed. We do exactly the same thing on the other side and get all that nice and lined up so they're nice and even. You do have a little bit of flexibility on how far out you want to have these. I really wanted more of a step here just because it makes getting up on the roof rack and the bits and pieces of the solar and everything else when we're doing the rooftop tent up. It just makes that a whole lot easier. I tell you what, I was missing it for the little while that I didn't have steps on, so that's up to you on how much you sort of have in or out. I've got them a little bit further out, and to me that's one of the advantages of this style of step, is it's a lot more modular. You can kind of work out where you want to have stuff, you can work out where you want to have lengthwise, but then also how far widthwise that it comes out, which is pretty cool. And then similarly, I'm kind of thinking, even though these are much beefier than the other ones I had with the 2 C channels, you've got the big bar that runs all the way along, but then the 2 C channels that sit within, I think that's going to give plenty of strength the full width of the step, whereas the other ones I had, its strength was only where the legs were for the pipe coming through. The rest was just checker plate. And I kind of feel like because of the modularity, say I completely bang one of these up, not that I'm planning to, but of course if you're on some rough tracks and you just, that's, you know, consequence, right? Then I feel like there's probably potential that you could just literally unbolt this one side, just that particular part, get a new one, bolt it back together. So some advantages there as well with that modularity, I think. But that's all for this one. That is the full install of the Cane Toad SideStep Sliders. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you are in the market, like I said, I will link in the video description down below where you can get yourself a set of these. I'm keen to test these on round 2 of the Cape trip, which is coming up next year, and give these guys a bit of a hammering and a solid test to see how they survive. But from the look of things, they're going to be pretty a-okay and certainly have a bit more strength than the last set. As always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There's a huge list when it comes to building dmaxes or BT-50s. Check out the playlist. But other than that, guys, as always, I hope that you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.